What's up, YouTube? Carrot Juice Podcast here for another video. You guys saw that title. You saw that thumbnail. You know why we are here. We're talking about a very sensitive subject today. So disclaimer before we get into it. Go ahead and like the video, please, for the YouTube algorithm so more people can see this content and get the message and get some value out of it, hopefully. So subscribe to the channel as well so you can get more content that's like this. Hit the notification bell. And today we are talking about Zack Stacy and who's an ex-NFL running back. And there's a story that was just recently released today. It's November 18th via TMZ that he physically and viciously assaulted his child's mother in front of their 5-month-old child. Very sad situation. We're going to go over what the story reports, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on this. Disclaimer as well. I'm going to put the link to this in the description. I am not going to play this video because it is very graphic. You can do that at your own volition. I'm going to go over the report and give my thoughts, but the video is very disturbing. Trigger warning right now. So let's go to TMZ for the report. It indicates here, ex-NFL player Zack Stacy brutalizes ex-girlfriend in front of son. Terrifying video. And it was published last night, November 17th at 8:35 p.m. So this is the video here. Like I said, I'm not going to play it right now. But in the video, it'll get to it in the article. We'll get to it. So former NFL running back Zack Stacy brutally attacked the mother of his child, punching her in the head before slamming her into a television as their 5-month-old son sat feet away, and the terrifying incident was captured on video. TMZ has learned the disturbing altercation happened at a 30-year-old Stacy's ex-girlfriend's home in Florida on Saturday. We're told Stacy became furious and aggressive with his ex during an argument. And that's when video shows the former 5th-round pick swinging at her head before yanking her off of a couch, tossing her across the room and into the TV. This is a picture of him back in 2015 when he was playing for the New York Jets. Okay. The TV then falls on top of the woman as she tries to calm Stacy down, but he throws an object at her and storms into a corner. Throughout the video, you can hear the woman begging Stacy to stop. We're told the woman calls cops immediately after the altercation, but Stacy fled the scene before law enforcement was able to arrive. Here's a picture of the couple together. Right there. It looks like at Vanderbilt. That's where he went to college, so I'm guessing that they met at Vanderbilt on campus. Just my thoughts on it. Okay? So, says we're also told the woman filed for a restraining order Monday for her and her son. In those docs, Stacy's ex claims the football player came over to her house around 2 p.m. on Saturday to see his son. While there, she claims he flew into a jealous and violent rage. Bruh. And he punched me several times in the head. I begged him to stop because the baby was on the couch just a few feet away from where he punched me, the woman wrote in the restraining order application. She continued, he then picked me up and threw me into my TV. The TV began to fall and he turned to make sure I wasn't getting up. As I laid on the floor, he began to yell at me, telling me I'm destructive. He then picked me up off the floor and off my feet and body slammed me into our son's bouncy seat. And she is not exaggerating with what she's describing here, as you guys will see in the video when you click on it yourself. He was throwing her around like a rag doll, like he was treating her like a man. It was disgusting, to say the least. So that's when she says Stacy said, "I love you" to their baby boy and bolted. In the restraining order docs, the woman adds, "I fear for my life and my children's lives." She says she went to the hospital where she was treated for a possible head wound as well as bumps and bruises. Stacy was drafted out of Vanderbilt by St. Louis in 2013 and played 2 seasons for the Rams. He joined the New York Jets in 2015 and has been out of the league ever since. Says we reached out to Stacy and his attorney, but so far no word back. So I'm going to give my thoughts on this situation. So what I'm going to say starting off right off rip. Anybody that is going through a domestic violence situation, you got somebody that's that's being violent towards you, and you're not sure what's going on in that regard, make sure that you call the police. Nobody deserves to be in a situation where somebody's being violent towards you and what have you. I'm going to have down in the description a link to a hotline, to a website that you can call if you're experiencing any type of violence whatsoever, okay? This situation, I am just going to put it right out there and flat out, okay? If you're a man and you're in an argument and you get emotional, walk away. What Zack Stacy did in this situation is uncalled for, it's cowardly, and it shows that he has a lack of emotional maturity. He has low self-esteem. And hey, if a woman doesn't want to be with you, stand up, be a man, recognize that that is okay, and move about your business. Getting jealous, trying to control someone shows that you are emotional, you're not in touch with your emotional maturity, and you're lashing out and you're acting out in cowardly behavior. Any person, any man that's going to resort to violence against a woman in that sense where she's helpless and defenseless, it's uncalled for. I can see a man trying to defend himself if he's being assaulted, and that's all just defense. Like, you're just defending an onslaught. But if you're attacking somebody, ragdoll them around the room, it's uncalled for. You got to look into what's going on with you as a man that you have such low self-esteem about yourself that you think it's okay to put your hands on somebody. It really just shows how little you think of yourself. He didn't think that he was worthy. He's so insecure about himself that he's trying to control this woman because she doesn't want to mess with him. I can already get the tea leaves out. She doesn't want to mess with him anymore. She doesn't have power over him anymore. He can't stand that. He jealous. She probably talking to another guy, which is her right to do. And he in his feels about it. And the long story short of it, more men need to stand up about things like this and recognize that there are a lot of men out here that are super emotional in their feels, you know, trying to manipulate and control people. And at the end of the day, you can't control anybody in this life. There's always going to be people who don't want you. There's always going to be somebody that moves on, and you can't let it damage you and hurt your ego and your pride so much that you think you need to resort to violence. That's weak. That's a weak way to maneuver. If somebody doesn't want me in the past, I've been dumped. I've had people move on from me. And you know what? Respectfully, it could have hurt a little bit in the moment, but respectfully, you know what I would say? You know what? I literally respect you. I rock with you in the first place for a reason. I truly, sincerely wish the best for you. Like, that's how I handled that situation. Anybody that's messed with me knows that's how it's been. And that's the way it's going to continue to be, because I have emotional maturity and intelligence. I recognize that a lot of people aren't meant to be with one another forever. But just because somebody doesn't want to be with you anymore doesn't mean that some people, okay, I'm gonna stop this. Some of y'all need to be left. Obviously, she was making the right decision by leaving this dude, leaving this sucker, because he is obviously mentally unstable, emotionally unstable. But I'm talking about for the guy who maybe were doing things right. You assume you never were violent. You weren't being manipulative. It just wasn't clicking. She wasn't feeling the chemistry. She wasn't into you anymore. She found a better option. That's usually what it is. When somebody says, hey, I'm no longer trying to do this, let's be friends. We all know for the most part, the person found a better option, or you could have just been not fulfilling your end of the bargain and the person wanted to move on, right? Don't let that be the reason that you go and get an assault charge and dang near ruin your life. Is it worth it? I don't think so. I have no sympathy for this guy. I hope that the police catch him. I hope that he gets prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law and that he serves time. That kid does not deserve to be in no violent situation like that because of weak, insecure men who are in their fields. There's no place for that. Real men need to stand up when situations like this arise. Sometimes I get called out on this channel saying I'm only talking about women, or you're not calling out situation that guys going, no, I'm equal opportunity over here. If you're a man and somebody doesn't want to be with you, take it on the chin. Be responsible. Respectfully go your separate way and keep on moving forward with your life. There's 7 billion people on the planet and this continues to rise. There's other people out there. Unless you feel like you're so inadequate that you're not going to be able to get somebody on that level that you had before. That's what a lot of people, that's what's really going on inside. And that's why they get butthurt when somebody leaves them. Don't be that guy. Okay? Recognize your faults. Look inward. Focus on being better, because a lot of the times the person left you because you ain't had shit going on. Looks like he was doing good in the NFL 2013, whatever. 2015, he kind of dropped out of the NFL, wasn't making no money anymore. And she left because she was like, you ain't holding up your end of the bargain. I can't be mad at her for that. And inherently, he can't either. But you know what? He couldn't handle that. So he decided to get violent, and pulled a punk, cowardly move. And real men are not standing up for that. He needs to be caught. He needs to serve his time, because this was disgusting, man. That's not what real men do. Real men are in control of their emotions. And that's where I want you to be if you're in a situation like this during an argument. Just walk away, let it go. Not worth it. There are more fish in the sea. And like I said before, if you are experiencing a situation where it's conflict, where it's violence, like I said, my background, I'm currently working as a probation agent. I'm familiar with domestic violence cases. I'm familiar with the investigations. I know the dynamics that happens between aggressors, between people who are the suspects and victims on both sides of the spectrum. Make sure that you call the police, and make sure if there is financial issues or financial strain, or somebody's taking advantage of you in that way financially and you don't have much resources, you go to that link that I put in the description of this and you seek help, seek guidance. It has resources to local resources that you can get in your community to find out where the shelters are and everything. We do not promote any violence here. I want people to have healthy, relationships that have mutual respect. No violence is needed in a healthy relationship. Okay. So that's been another video here on the Karat Juice podcast channel. I appreciate you guys for watching and rocking with me on this channel. Go ahead and like the video if you enjoyed the content and you got value, and subscribe to the channel to get more content like this. I really appreciate you guys. Go ahead and comment and talk to me. What do you guys think about this situation? Let me know your thoughts. And I love to interact with you guys. By the way, I really have enjoyed that. That's like my favorite part of this entire experience. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.